you're watching HOLOGRAPHIC. Today we are back on Rainbow Six Siege and we're going to be taking a look at my favourite attacker. His name is SLEDGE and he is a badass. So let's get straight into the loadouts. So looking up, we have the shotgun, the M590. A1, it's a pump action. It's favoured by SAS, but it's not really the best one out there. I would say the other shotguns are a little bit more powerful than this, and I wouldn't choose it over this assault rifle, the L8 5A2. It is a beautiful medium to long range assault rifle with high mobility of 40, capacity of 30, damage of 45, and 670 fire rate, which is pretty neat. For secondaries, we've got the P226 MK25. Jesus, a mouthful to say. But I wouldn't choose that. I would stick with this baby, the machine pistol, the SMG11, which has an astonishing fire rate of 1,270 and a mobility of 48. Nice and high, can we say, but the clip capacity kind of lets this one down. But it is a really powerful secondary weapon. Here we've got either the choice of the breach charge or the frag grenades. I personally choose going with the frag grenades as we've already got a breaching tool equipped for our special here, so it makes sense to have those two equipped extra grenades. Let's go back and take a little look in detail on these classes. So we've got the red dot sight, holographic, and the reflex sight as choice of here. I would stick with the reflex as usual, and then my underbarrel laser just to increase that accuracy. And then moving straight onto the L8, we've got the choice of red dot, holographic, ACOG, and the reflex, and of course, what am I rocking? The reflex. And then for the barrels, we've got the choice of our suppressor, flash hider, and compensator as usual. Gonna be sticking with my compensator as it's the most useful. And then we've also got the grips, a vertical grip, which reduces that recoil. Very important to have that one attached, guys. If you're only gonna put on one attachment, definitely make sure you use that. And then the underbarrel, just to increase that little bit more accuracy. It's not necessary, but it does add a little bit of detail there, makes it a little bit more easier to aim up on your enemies, so definitely go with it. And then taking a quick peek at the SMG, here we have the red holographic ACOG and your reflex. I haven't gone with any on this. I do really like the iron sights on this gun, and I feel like as a secondary, you don't really need to have that much accuracy boosted onto it anyway, because it's just a last resort. For your barrels, you've got your suppressor, flash hider, and your compensator, so that's really nice that we've got the options for all of those. And then you've got your vertical grip as an option as well. Definitely add that one onto this baby, and your laser. So of course, this is set up exactly the same as my assault rifle. So I spoke enough about these guns. I'm going to let you just see them in action now while I talk about the sledgehammer, which is the beautiful, beautiful baby that this guy carries around with him. Also, can I just say, I don't know why that guy decided to breach that wall though, and I made a hole right next to him. So why is the sledgehammer so incredibly amazing, you may ask? Well, because it is the fastest form of entry. If you want to be very, very aggressive, this guy is the one to use. He's the fastest one that's going to get to the actual objective, because you can take out that second part of the breach where you have to wait for it to brew up. So you can just enter straight away. He's a really good decoy. He's also very good at making holes absolutely everywhere and anywhere. You can absolutely breach everything and anything, really. You can breach all of these surfaces. You can breach the doorways, you can breach the windows, you can breach the floorboards. Some of the floorboards you can breach which are made out of wood, but they won't actually break open, so you can't enter. But you can still kill people through the floor, which is really awesome and very unexpected of the enemy team. So it's kind of really, it's a pretty sneaky way of killing people, I would say. It's the most stealthy form of entry, I would say. I mean, it's not super stealthy because, of course, it still makes a loud bang, but it doesn't have the big boom and the shaking of the screen that the breach charges do. So it is the stealthiest way of entry you're probably going to get, and the fastest. So that is pretty badass. When playing with SLEDGE, I would recommend that you work with players that are either got breaching charges or riot shields, like Montagny has here. Nothing really particularly happens in this sort of section that I'm showing you, but I thought it'd be important to show you guys just how you sort of work with each other, how you can bounce off of one another's skills. For example, if you're working with someone with a shield, you can use them as a way of getting in and close to the targets, and then you can do your own little thing like breaking down your walls, you know, and then going back and letting Montagny or whoever's got the shield do their own thing, throw in a breach charge, throw in a grenade or a flashbang or whatever it may be. Alternatively, you could work with Glaz, and instead of being helped by, like the riot shield guys are helping you, you can help other players by opening up little holes in the walls for Glaz to then snipe through, which could be pretty useful. As you'll probably notice through this little section here, you can see how much this ammo gets burned through with this gun. I mean, it is pretty bad, but it is actually a really good gun anyway. I mean, the ammo is a problem, but it is super powerful, and its range, as you can see there, was pretty nice. I mean, that wasn't too difficult, and the stability on it is amazing. So if you want to have a little bit of fun and mix it up, use that baby too. It's also worth me mentioning that you can also breach the hatchet, so you can make a quick entrance downstairs as opposed to taking the actual staircase, which is pretty handy. But overall, this guy is the most fun class to use. He's got the most variety of things that you can do. The best thing about this guy is that you can make holes wherever the hell you want. You can go in from wherever you want, and you're surprising the enemy team because you are coming in from random angles all the time, which is really fun. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, and let me know in the comments if you want to see more. But until next time, bye guys!